Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Treasure Peter. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And if today is your first time of coming across my channel, I really appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe and also turn on the notification bell so that when I drop a video you'll be notified. And I want to really appreciate my 250 subscribers. I'm so happy and so excited today. Thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. And today we're going to be making a princess dart pattern, and a lot of people use this princess dart when they want to make corporate gowns, jackets, blazers and the rest. And I really took my time to explain it in a very simplified way, and it's a very beginners friendly video, so please do well to watch to the end if it's something you're interested in. Thank you. So guys, let's go straight into the video. So I went ahead to draw my starting line across like so. After that, I measured from the starting line to where I want my half length to stop. So mine is 16 inches, so I went ahead to just mark my half length at 16 inches, and I drew a straight line across like so. And then after that, I went ahead to take my shoulder to my bust point at 10 inches, and I also took my shoulder to my under bust point at 13 inches. So I went ahead to draw my line across like so. After that, I took my normal shoulder measurement divided by 2 and I marked what I had, and then I took my neck measurement at 3.5 by 3.5 neck width and neck depth. So this process is very similar to what I did when I was drafting my princess dart bustier. If you've not watched that video, I'll drop a link on my description box so that you check it out. So I came down by 1 inch for my shoulder slants as usual, and then I took my chest line. In order to take my chest line, I used the normal formula, my bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5, and then I went ahead to label my lines, my chest line, my bust point, my under bust and my half length. After that, I went ahead to mark my shoulder divided by 2 on my chest line, and I drew the line across like so. Then after that, I took my bust span measurement on my nipple to nipple divided by 2 and I added half an inch, and mine was 4 inches after dividing by 2 and adding half an inch. So I marked it on my bust point, on my under bust and also on my half length, and I draw out my lines. So after that, the next thing I did was to determine my midpoint from my shoulder slant to my chest line like we normally do, and then after that I took my bust circumference divided by 4 and I marked what I got, and then I came in by half an inch at my midpoint and I used my free hand to draw out my armhole like so. So at this point you have to pay rapt attention because we are going to connect our princess dart. So to connect our princess dart, I connected it from my bust point to the midpoint of my armhole like so. So you connect it in a curve form using your French curve, and then after that I went ahead to blend it up like so. And then at the top part from that my midpoint, I extended my line by 1.5 inch still in a slant form like so. And then after that I connected the line back to my previous bust circumference divided by 4. Our front pattern is almost ready. I'll just go ahead to take my round circumference measurement. On my half length, I took my waist measurement divided by 4, and then I added 2.5 inch allowance for both my joining allowance and my seam allowance. So I also took my under bust point and then I also added my allowance at my bust circumference. So after that I went ahead to connect the lines like so. So at this point I had to blend my armhole to look really nice, and then our front pattern is ready. I'll just go ahead to extend my lines to cut out my back pattern. So I went ahead to measure out my allowance for zip. I just decided to mark across a straight line from the up part to my half length part as my zipper allowance, and then I'm going to take my zipper allowance as 1.5 inch. I went ahead to just mark my 1.5 inch across, and I went ahead to connect the line like so. After that, I went ahead to label my zip allowance. Sorry, my marker wasn't close to me, so I had to make do with my pencil. So I also went ahead to draw my starting line at the top part, and then I went ahead to just take my shoulder measurement divided by 2. I also took it on my chest line, my shoulder measurement divided by 2. I also marked my bust circumference divided by 4, and I went ahead to draw a straight line to connect the lines. And then after that, I did my shoulder slant by 1 inch, and I went ahead to mark my neck. I took my neck, the neck width the same 3.5 inches, and a neck depth of 1.5 inch. And I went ahead to draw out my neck like so, and I also went ahead to slant my shoulder. After that, I also took in my bust span of 4 inches on my half length, my under bust, my bust span, and also on my chest line. So this time around, you're going to take it and reach your chest line. Unlike the front, we stopped at our bust point, but for the back we are stopping at our chest line. So I also determined the midpoint from my shoulder slant to my chest line, and I went ahead to draw out my armhole. I went ahead to curve my armhole. You can just use your free hand to curve your armhole. After that, I connected my princess dart for my back. I connected it from that midpoint to reach my chest line, and I used my hand to blend it up. So after that, I also went out by 1.5 inch at that point, and I connected it back to my bust circumference divided by 4, just like I did to the front part. But you have to pay attention at this point, because we are going to take out another dart. We are going to take out another dart at this point. So at your half length, you are going to come in on both sides by 1/4 inch, that is 0.25 on both sides, and you're going to also do that at the under bust point. Then at our chest line, we'll come down by 1 inch, and then we are going to connect it like a mini dart. We are just going to connect it and take it out, and this is actually to prevent bulginess at our back area and make it to fit very well at the back area. So I went ahead to just mark out that area because I'm going to cut it out while cutting. So that is it. So this is just to make it to not be puffy around that area because of the way our back is. So I went ahead to take in my waist circumference divided by 4, and I added 2.5 inches allowance. I also took my bust circumference and added my allowance, and I connected my lines like so. So the reason why I'm adding 2.5 inches allowance is because I'm going to use at least 1 inch for my joining, and then the remaining 1.5 inches will be for my seam allowance. So I went ahead to just cut out my back pattern. My back pattern is ready. I went ahead to cut it out. You just have to note the part you're cutting so you will not cut out the wrong part. And I also went ahead to cut out my front pattern like so. So guys, if you've watched up to this point, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you for watching to this point. Please do well to click the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and also turn on the notification bell so that when I drop a video you'll be notified. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. So this is how our pattern is looking. So note that whenever you're cutting it out on your fabric, you're going to place it on fold. You're going to place the center part for the front on fold, and also cut out the other part in twos. So at this point you can go ahead to just label your back pattern, since your back for the side is similar to the front, and also label that of your front. So this is just what we have, and as you can see, it will align when you're joining it. When you keep it like this, it will look like it's going to be longer than, but once you join it, it will definitely align. So that was the essence why we added 1.5 inch at that point. So this is what we will have after joining it. It will definitely align. And you have to also note that whenever you are cutting this on your fabric, you're going to add your allowance at the shoulder part and also at the down part. If this is the first time you are watching my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much guys for watching till the end. See you in my next video. Bye.